Last time out, Chacha Vauzz made the tough decision to ask for a trade. In response, the manager told Chacha he's disappointed, not in him requesting his trade, but in his play. Despite over the last month, batting average has been at least above 300. And in that last 10 games alone, the average is at 302. He's stealing base after base. We've seen the strikeout percentage drop by almost 4%. And over the entire year, his average is at 265, on base percentage just under 300, slugging just over 400, with OPS at 700. And right now, he's 7th in the league in stolen bases. But that is just 3 behind second place. How Bryce Terang has 43, no one knows. And Vauzz is doing all of this as a rookie. So as the St. Louis Cardinals continue to disrespect our man in Chacha Vauzz, we hope today we get the call we've been waiting for. With just about a week until the trade deadline, we do have 2 series, one against the Twins on the road and another against the Reds on the road. Perhaps it'll be around the 30th here where we will finally get that call, but only time will tell. First up for Chacha Vauzz isn't jumping into that first game. In fact, it is going to see a boost here to his contacts, 1 apiece. Additionally, we will also see a boost to his durability, getting that up to 60, and we will lock in those upgrades. As we head on out then to Target Field in Minnesota, each one of these games could potentially be our last. So let's just continue doing what Chacha does, and over the last stretch, he's been playing clean baseball, focusing in on certain scenarios and certain styles of swings, as that one is through the fastball high, but in the zone. And with 2 fastballs finding the inner third, Chacha's down here 0-2. And then takes a beam to the shoulder. We've already had people discussing how it seems that Chacha has a magnet and he's getting hit quite often. Well, it's probably because as a rookie, he keeps getting these extra leads on these pitchers. Chacha Vauzz showing no one respect, just as no one seemingly has shown Vauzz any respect. As he goes to second here, this one is in play. Chacha will find his way over to third as Brendan Donovan gets on first. As it stands right now, I would say Brendan Donovan probably the only true friend that we are making on this team. Ivan Herrera, he's been a little bit hit or miss as Vauzz does grab an extra step here, make that 2. But he's got to get back in, and he is. Now, he's been thrown out a couple times here of late, sometimes on these extra steps. But every time, it's been a neck-and-neck call that just quite not gone his way. Bases loaded, though, as we get into the head of the pitcher. Loading the bases, top of the first for Nolan Gorman, who would love if Chacha Vauzz got traded. He wants his starting spot back at second. Now Vauzz gets that extra step here as this one is in play but speared out by first base. Well, that might have been the reason that they did finally call up Chacha Vauzz, but how about Lars Nootbaar? He's batting 260, average a little bit below Chacha Vauzz, but I'm sure he could get us a nice hit here to take that lead. And that one is going to travel back into right center and caught. A leaping grab that Chacha will run on as we plate 1. Brendan Donovan moves over to third, and it puts a man on the corners here for the Cardinals. Up 1 on the Twins. Now as we move along then to top of the third, Chacha would be the only one to score. We're going to look to start it all over again as we lead off the third. With that one going outside, we will finally see our first ball that doesn't make contact with Chacha's shoulder. But with next to no good pitches to look at here from Yanoa, Chacha now has a 3-1 count. Green light though. But he's not swinging at that slider well outside. Pitchers seemingly want nothing to do here with Vauzz with that stretch over the last 10 being so hot. Brendan Donovan, though, he's done well behind Chacha Vauzz. He's driven him in a few times. Vauzz goes here looking for another steal as this one is in play, takes away the double play. And we'll have Brendan Donovan out at first. Before Herrera stepping in with a 272 average. How his average is a little bit higher here than Chacha Vauzz, I've got no idea, because we haven't seen him perform to the level of Vauzz at any sort of regularity. Chacha has that extra step, and now he's looking to get 90 feet away. Sliding in, he is in front as it is a walk for Herrera. Once again, putting runners on the corners. Nolan Gorman, though, he lined out last time. Trying to help us extend that lead. Vauzz extends his lead. And that one was hard hit. Buxton catches it, but Chacha will try to get on home and will be in front of that throw. 2 runs here for Chacha Vauzz. We'll finally see our first play out in the field to follow. Bottom of the third. Minnesota with Griffin Conine stepping up to bat. He's got a man on first. 1 out, 0-2 count for Andre Palante. Looking for a double play here. And that one will be hit straight to Chacha. Won't be able to tag, so the quick flip. And turned over to first to record that double quickly on Conine. And as we jump then to top of the fourth, Chacha back up to bat here. Now he actually has a runner on this time. And there's going to be a hit. This time, Chacha Vauzz holding up at first as the runner stops at second, though both might have been able to leg that one out with a throw off the line. Vauzz gets a hit. Finished last episode with an offer despite putting in play after play. Brendan Donovan batting behind. Mixed from him so far out the gate. No stealing opportunity with 53 speed in front of Chacha. A dribbler here. That results in the end of the inning. So Vauzz at least trying to start a new hit streak, but no runs this go around for the Cardinal. And in a blink of an eye, the Twins would find 4 runs. Otto Lopez, he's trying to join the party. His batting average, though, sub 200 with a runner 180 feet away. And a bouncer it will be over to Chacha. Takes a couple steps in, and he will have to make a play at first. Runner moves over to third as we try to limit the damage here in the 5th. But he would find his way home, now giving the Twins a 3-run lead, and this is why Chacha has requested that trade. He's sick of seeing the Cardinals just give up lead after lead. No one on. Vauzz, that one was definitely inside. The cutter jams him, but he fouls it off. With another foul ball on the slider, bottom of the zone. Count now down 0-2 here to Vauzz. Taking that one inside, cutter gets his first ball on the count, make it 1-2 to Funderburk. Great name, though. Perhaps we might see a Funderburk in the future.
2-2.
And a slider, once again inside. Definitely didn't swing at that. No one can prove otherwise. Chacha Vauzz now with a 2-2 count with 3 pitches. Might have been able to lean in on. Funderburk gives one to Chacha, and he will sneak it through the infield. Not a hard hit ball whatsoever. 68 exit velo with a bad throw that they're just going to say was to Funderburk. Well, for Vauzz, that's now another multi-hit day, and once again is on here for Brendan Donovan. A perfect stealing opportunity. Chacha has that extra step. He looks to go with that ball down in the dirt and is in front of the throw. We are now, if the guy in second has not racked up his, why does that say 27? We've stolen 3 times already. So not only is the Cardinals disrespecting Chacha, the league is shorting him his stats. Let's make it 28 here, though, in play. Chacha will turn on home with a tag on the base. We're through the top of the 6th, not getting a run. Perhaps, though, if Chacha moves to a contender, we might just get our stats properly counted. With that average up to 272 for 2 on the day, hit by pitch and a walk. We've got 2-1, and Chacha represents the tying run. Brock Stewart into this game here with, it looks like, I'm going to assume a 99 fastball. Nothing below the 82 of the sweeper. And it's a 98 fastball blown by Chacha on that one. Looked like he was trying to amp up for a power swing and just sat a little bit too much on it. That one, though, will be an easy take. Sweeper outside, 84. With those sweepers not finding the zone, Chacha offers that one to make it a 1-2 count here for Brock Stewart. And the sweeper inside that time gets Chacha his first strikeout of this episode. Hopefully it'll be his last. He's done a great job of not swinging and going golfing at those of late. Well, the good news, St. Louis responds for Chacha, plating those 3 runs with a tie game bottom of the 9th. We're hoping to play for extras. Griffin Conine, though, he's hoping for it not to go to extras. A double, his only hit of the game. Johnny Stephan on the mound. That one's going to be hit pretty sharply and into the outfield. Chacha is going to throw it over to first. All right, Conine, make sure you're on your bag over there. Wouldn't that have been fun if we got a cheap out? Otto Lopez, 1 for 4 with a single. He's got Conine on first, as we did pick up one out. A double play could end the inning here. But that one is flying back off the tall wall, running around and looking to get home. Chacha fires it in, but is behind. Conine runs home. Otto Lopez walks the game off with a double to the outfield. At least one thing is certain, though. It doesn't matter here for Chacha Vauzz, as he's got his eyes set elsewhere. It's a multi-hit day for him as we head to Game 2. And it'll start with a dynamic challenge here for Chacha. Now, he's been leading off for the Cardinals over the last about 3 series or so. And whenever he leads off, he simply just wants to get on bases. He's not a home run type guy. He likes small ball. But he fouls off the 4-seam fastball with good timing. He just didn't quite get the bat fully behind, as it's a 5-pitch mix here for Joe Ryan. Chacha Vauzz takes that one. A favorable call. Could have gone either way. Does go 1-1. In fact, make that 2 unfortunate calls for Joe Ryan. Count 2-1. Everything has been fastballs so far. As Chacha offers again at the sweeper inside. Would have been ball 3. Got to lay off those. Joe Ryan trying to battle back. Getting a piece of that one, but it sends it right on over to the first baseman in a rise. Chacha retired here, leading off the game. Now he's got to make sure he puts in the work here on defense. Bottom of the first, Twins already have a man 90 feet away as Carlos Correa steps up. Batting average at .295. Depending on this hit, Chacha could look to go home. He takes a few steps in as that one is hit. Not going to have the play at home, so the Twins will score 1 as he does get the out at first. Tink Hence with an early run allowed, but we answer come top of the 3rd. 1 apiece. And Chacha with another line drive. First pitch swing and sends that one to the second baseman. Well, those are the kind of outs we're perfectly fine with. Putting the ball in play. We're avoiding the strikeouts. That's what we want to see. What we don't want to see, though, is the Twins taking a 2-run lead as Byron Buxton steps up to bat. He's got a runner at second. Tink Hence obviously giving up a few hits in this one, to say the least. That one will be grounded over to Chacha, getting in front of it, and will make the simple flip on over to first. You know, he's not a crazy fielder, but he gets the job done. We move along again here to top of the 5th, now only trailing 1 run, and that run is at second base. Need a little bit of a sharper hit here from Chacha, fouling off that 4-seamer. Again, good timing, nearly down the middle, but he just doesn't square it up. Joe Ryan ahead here with an 0-1 count for Chacha. Giving that one a little bit of a jog, but it goes foul on a 4-seamer on the inner 3rd of the plate. And we'll take that one with a 4-seamer high. A lot of fastballs going Chacha's way. And right now, he's just not missing these balls. He's not making pure contact. Pitch number 6 here as he's fouled off, I think 3 or 4 straight. Getting that one a little bit more angled in. but it will not bloop. It hangs out in left. Chacha retired 3 straight. That time, at least, it was a fly. But moving down to bottom of the 5th, Byron Buxton. He's stepping back up here. We got him out last time. He's got a runner on first. Michael McGreevy has checked into this game. I could have sworn he was a starter for us down at AAA, but apparently now a reliever. And another ground ball over to Chacha as he looks to get Byron Buxton here over at first with another put out. Now we just want to make sure we don't get put out ourselves. Get a hit and get a hit streak going. Top of the 8th is Johan Duran on the mound. Down 3 here. Vauzz cranks that one 6 inches away from hitting Duran in the head. And well through the infield. It is a hard hit single there from Chacha Vauzz. Now we just got to work our way around the bases and bring at least 2 more with us. Brennan Donovan batting behind. 306. He's done a great job. A little bit slow here today as Chacha a little slow on his jump, but is in with another stolen base. He's trying to catch on up to Terang. Stolen base 28. I don't know if that's accurate or not. If you feel like it, go back and count every MLB stolen bag here for Chacha Vauzz. As he's looking for another one. That one is in play and going to have to get on back as Lewis takes a few steps into the grass to collect the pop-up. Definitely not the hit we were looking for. Ivan Herrera with a single in this one. 2 for 5 in the series. How about a home run here? That would be great. As Chacha has his extra step here. He's going to third. Reaching out for that one. Chacha rounds as it is down. Ivan Herrera with an RBI single. That's what we want to see. But unfortunately, it doesn't start a rally. We only get the 1. We still need 2, and we need to limit it. Otto Lopez walked the game off last time. He's stepping up here with a man on first. 1 out for Matthew Liberatore. We need to turn a double play here. And it will be grounded to third with a wild throw. It will put 1 on every bag. And Chacha didn't actually want to throw that one, but I guess there's not a way to get out of it. It'll be scored an error then on the wild throw. And would ultimately put this game away as they would tack on 1 more run. Another series dropped here by the St. Louis Cardinals. Chacha just waiting for that phone call. But it will not come mid-series. And in fact, as we step into game 3, they've moved Chacha down the order. Once again, missing on a 4-seamer. Now they have him batting third, but 2 runners in front for Vauzz. 69 speed and 48 speed apiece. Facing Bailey Ober. And that one, Chacha once again is in front of. Every pitch has been one to hit. Just shaded in a corner, but barely down the middle. And the foul that rolls. The bunt does not work out this time for Chacha Vauzz. Tried to load the bases as they're loaded for Byron Buxton. As the Twins have already taken a lead here. They are juiced with 1 out. A double play is needed here for Sonny Gray. And it's going to be sent over to Chacha. He's got to get this over to second as quickly as possible. For the out at first. I don't know. That one looked to be out, but they're going to give it to Byron Buxton with an RBI. Will, however, just be a fielder's choice for him. Those would be the only 2 runs the score, though, as Chacha steps back up. Ober got the best of him last time. Need to do better this go-around. As Chacha just crushed that curveball foul. Straighten that one out. You've got a home run, perhaps. It is a tall wall out in right. And a cutter that was inside. Ober once again with an 0-2 count here on Vauzz. And gets a piece of that one. This time, it still will not bloop. It stays hanging out in left. Vauzz retired yet again here. But with still more at-bats to go, of which we have drawn this game closer. 2-1, Chacha back over to left, and this time he's got it. Holding up, though, it will be another single, though he might have been able to leg that one out with the throw off the line. Well, that extends his hit streak, make it 3 games in a row. Nolan Gorman batting behind Vauzz in this one, and as soon as he gets that extra step, Ober's on him immediately. These pitchers really have not liked all the stealing the rookie has done on him. Vauzz, though, waits for that leg kick as he's gone. This one is in play. Coach says to go. We will go. It's a hard turn there at second. That will keep him at third. If he kept on running, he would have been home. Nolan Gorman knows it too. But it puts 2 on here. Lars Nootbaar stepping up, and no longer do we have a man on the corners. So it looks like he got caught stealing or something. But we are home, tying this game up 2 apiece as Nootbaar's with a sacrifice infield hit. We gotta keep it tied up here with 2 on. Max Kepler with a 274 average. 7 home runs this year, 22 RBIs with 2 more on the bases. You do have good speed at first in Byron Buxton. We need a double play. That one will be hit towards short. Chacha will not be in play on this one. Byron Buxton's speed takes away the double, and now those 2 runners move to scoring position. The defense finally comes through. It's Funderburk on the mound here for Chacha Vauzz. 2 outs, no 1 on. And he tried to turn on that sinker inside, sending it to the left, but he got on top of it rather than underneath it. Getting jammed on a cutter inside. It's 0-2 for Funderburk. Vauzz has to battle back. And he's going to dribble that one on over to third with a quick out. It's a good thing we got the single earlier in this game as we head on then in a tight race with just an inning and a half to go. We'll try to put our defensive stamp on things here. Bottom of the 8th. It's Royce Lewis stepping up to bat with no 1 on, no 1 out. He leads off. With an 0-1 count, Ryan Fernandez. And that one is hit hard. Going back and left against the wall and over it. It's a solo shot, giving the Twins a lead in the 8th. Why we had to watch that, I don't know. It's just a little bit of salt in the wounds. But we will watch Nolan Arenado with a full count here. It's top of the 9th. No one's on, 2 outs, and we are down a run. And popped up. It'll be a short trot for Byron Buxton behind Baker's head. Way to block the view, buddy. But another loss here against the Twins. We get swept. And now we finally have gotten a call in the middle of batting practice. Hi, Chacha. I've got some news. The Cardinals have worked out a trade deal for you to go to the Mariners. We could go play with Julio, Cal Raleigh, and a pretty good pitching crew. Well, you guys might have seen me wear some Mariners shirts in the past. In fact, I'm wearing one right now. Thanks for the Mariners. We are headed to Seattle. That's great. I'm happy to hear it. And with that, I'll put my face away. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that the Mariners wanted me to check with you to be sure before they finalized the deal. I appreciate that. That's all we wanted, to just have a little bit of respect here for Chacha Vauzz. We are happy to be headed to Seattle. Gonna let them know you're in? Yes, let's do this. Actually, I think I'm better off. No, we're out of St. Louis. We're headed to the PN Dub. With that, it's time to meet our new manager. Hey there, Chacha, Cannon Irvine. Good to meet you. Welcome to the Mariners. Well, we are happy to be here. I like the helmet there with the pens in it. It's a good design. It's always a big adjustment when you're traded to a new club, but I know the entire organization is excited to have you here. How are you feeling about this? I feel great. This is where I'm meant to be. The Mariners won't regret making this trade for me. That's what we're going to go with. Chacha Vauzz is ready to prove that he deserves the respect he's been seeking. I love to hear that, Chacha. I can't wait to see that confidence turn into some big contributions for us out on the field. And for Mariners fans out there, your team finally made a trade for a bat that looks to make a difference. Let me know how you feel about that. Now, stepping on in here with the Mariners, it does finally make some sense that we've been wearing that teal. Vauzz will also be sticking with the gold accents and the number 0. The gold, the trident. I think Chacha made this happen without ever even realizing he was going to make this happen. And we wanted to go to a contender. Now, right now, we are not in first place. The Mariners battling with the Astros and the Rangers, 6 games back off a 4-game losing streak. They needed this bat with Chacha Vauzz. So let's see if we can pick up the pace. But we do have one problem before we get there. I was just checking over the rosters here, and I don't see Cal Raleigh. Mitch Garver is the catcher. I don't know where the big dumper went. Are you kidding me right now? They traded Cal Raleigh to St. Louis for Chacha Vauzz. First off, he's not an 82, I can tell you that right now. Well, now I'm not sure how Mariners fans are going to feel about Chacha being traded to Seattle, as they just lost Cal because of it. Well, I guess the good news is you still have Julio. Arozarena is still here. Ryan Bliss has now moved to DH. I don't really know how much of a DH he is. You got JP. We have a far better team than what we had in St. Louis. Unfortunately, we're just missing the dumper. But as we head into our first game here with the Mariners, we can make a big impact on the season out the gate as we head to Houston to play the Astros. We can look to flip things around here. Right now, they're 54 and 52. We're the opposite, 52-54. We're stepping in. Let's try to pick up these wins and climb back up the charts. Batting second, we got a runner in front. We'll lay off that four-seamer well low. And a pop-up. This one traveling fairly deep for how far he got under that one. First hit, we will have to wait on a fly out to center. But we won't be waiting too long with a runner still on here for Chacha Vauzz. It's now top of the third as Wesneski still on the mound here. Doesn't have anything too overpowering, nothing below an 80 either. And Chacha gets a piece of that one, though, angling foul. It will find grass. Chacha pump the brakes, get back to first. Runner in front didn't make his way around. But there is your first base hit for Chacha Vauzz in a Mariners uniform. Nothing fancy, slices down the third baseline. And now we have Julio Rodriguez batting behind Chacha Vauzz with nobody out. We've got 2 on here. We could do some damage in the third. We just got to wait for a hit. And that one is traveling. We are trotting. It's a Julio bomb to get us going. J-Rod shows up big as we take a 3-run lead. 383. It felt like that one traveled so much further. But it's got the dugout hyped up as Chacha Vauzz, one of those 3 runs scored as we get to dance around with the Mariners. And on top of that, we tacked on one more after a 4-run lead as we hit the field here, bottom of the third. Pedro Leon, he's trying to spark something for the Astros, a 1-2 count. That's Bryce Miller on the mound, pitch number 39 for him. That'll be sent towards Chacha. Take a few steps over. He's got to make a throw, though, here as Leon is running in, but that will be an out to send him to the dugout. As we step back up here, it's top of the fourth, so we completely went around, basically. That was one heck of a pitch, though. The 12-6 curve went to about the top of the frame here and then dipped back to the middle. Chacha does an offer on it. Offers on that one with a hard hit ball. Not finding the grass. Leon makes the out in right. Chacha definitely thought he had that one, but we've got more action this time. Bottom of the fourth with a 4-1 game now as Campusano stepping up to bat here against Miller. And a grounder. Chacha taking a few steps in and once again looking to put an out here over at first. Good play so far out the gate. We'll have even more opportunities as we move along especially top of the sixth here. Runner in scoring position. That's JP at second. And Chacha sends it almost right at him. Bad throw, and Chacha runs that one out. It will not be a hit. Scored E6, but puts 2 on here. Last time we had 2 on, J-Rod smacked the home run. Stepping up here, batting .262, 2 for 3 in this game. And he's got 2 more on. With a dribbler, getting 1, looking to turn it, and has it. Well, you gave us the 3-run shot last time. We'll let that one slide. Right now, we got to make sure we continue the work out in the field to keep this lead intact. Christian Walker 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. And he's currently got a full count here, 3-2. Bryce Miller still in here with 84 pitches on this one. Chacha Vauzz is ready as that one is hit a little bit to his right. Slightly different look this time, but it's the same result. Another out at first. And it'll be our first dynamic challenge here for the Mariners. Top of the 9th, we lead off, and now just a 2-run game. So we're looking to find a little bit more insurance. JP France on the mound here. 95 is his high with a 72-12-6. The one you should sit a little bit on. Chacha by the shortstop. It's another bloop hit here for Vauzz that puts him on first. And with J-Rod behind, we just need a solid hit from him for Chacha to go running. Vauzz has that extra step here. Looking to get his first steal as that one's down in the dirt, and he will have it. No attempt on Vauzz. He will bag second with steal number 29. And at least so far this real-life season, Mariners have done quite a bit of stealing, even Cal Raleigh. Now, with the Cardinals, as this one is in play and through, Vauzz will run on home for score number 5, giving us 3 to play with here at the minimum in the 9th. And we've batted around in the 9th. Top of the 9th, 10-2. Amir Garrett now in as they are down to all their pitchers. Vauzz fouling off that 4-seamer, and at this point, you should just go big pitch swinging here. You want to hit some homers. Not exactly the best park for it. Might have laid off on that one a little bit late on it. Chacha Vauzz down 0-2 to Garrett. And he tried to lay in a bunt there at the end. It was too low to get that swinging bunt in. It's a strikeout for Vauzz, but we definitely found the insurance. And you're not going to blow that one here. Maybe with the Cardinals, but it is a 10-2 massive dub here for the Mariners and Chacha Vauzz in their first showing together. But here's a new fold for Chacha. In that game, he bruised his hand. I'm not sure when that would have happened, because the last time we saw him out there was the bunt attempt that he missed. But he's going to miss 1 to 6 days. So that is massively unfortunate. And perhaps for the Mariners, who have had plenty of issues in the past with injuries, it's affecting Chacha Vauzz. But the good news is we only miss 1 game. Fully healthy as we return. And if you blinked there, you would have missed it, but we picked up a win in game 2. So heading in then to a new series, it's against the A's. So as we then head on out to a minor league ballpark here, even 1 year down the lines, A's still do not have an actual stadium prepared. Chacha Vauzz leading off for the Mariners with his hand fully recovered. Severino on the mound against Chacha Vauzz and gives him one to hit, a sinker that did find that lower outside third. Gonna get a piece of this one, but not sneaking it through the infield. It'll be an out here on Chacha, kicking off the day, but he has continued his hit streak if that doesn't get messed up by an injury. We'll quickly move along here to top of the third. Again, Chacha up, no one on, and he'll send that circle change foul. Swinging early on it, this time inner third of the plate. And a big pop-up here for Chacha. About a 44-degree launch angle on that one. So definitely not squaring these ones up. Well, we have taken a 2-0 lead despite the fact Chacha has not gotten a hit. We'll take that here against Severino. We'll like to find one here. Fouling off the four-seamer. That one was a good one to hit. Fastball on the upper outer corner. But dancing around the plate here, count goes 0-2 to Chacha Vauzz. And gets another piece. Another one over towards second with another put out. We're running through this game, at least the first half, rather quickly. We'll jump to bottom of the fifth. Now out on the field, Seth Brown with a pop out. Only his second at-bat here. I didn't see that he was walked or hit, but we could look to turn two on him with George Kirby on the mound. Gonna be hit pretty sharply over to third. Chacha covers the base, makes the throw in time. And that is a double play, our first one here with the Mariners. But we would like to respond with a hit, especially with the fact that the A's have shown up with their own hits. They've taken the lead here 4-2. Tyler Ferguson gives one to Chacha. Now it's a 56-degree launch angle. Good timing, weak contact. Not quite getting where we want with these hits, and we are switching up the bat with each of these. Bottom of the eighth, they've got another man on here. As Zach Geloff stepping up to bat with one more out here. So again, we need to turn a double play as Snyder stepped into this game. Pitch number 9 here is a grounder over to Chacha, who will tag the bag. Also look to make the throw, and it's clean from Chacha Vauzz. We've got to do what we can to impress our new team. Comes with the out there and a boss challenge. I'm assuming it's in the 9th here. As we look to keep this game alive. Mason Miller trying to end it. He pumps 102 down to 85 with a slider, 86 with the circle chain. We just need to get on base here. So Vauzz somehow misses the drag bunt. Looked like we were perfectly timed for that. That tells me don't bunt here. So 0-1. Chacha with a slider well inside. Count now 0-2 with no pitches anywhere close to each other from Mason Miller. What do you got here, Vauzz? We'll lay off that circle change outside, then battling 1-2. And we'll continue battling 1-2 here. With nothing down the middle, but definitely on the upper outside or lower inside. Chacha Vauzz gets a piece of that one. It's going out to left, but hangs for the final out. Looked to be an 0 for day there for Chacha Vauzz. Plenty of contact, just none of it finding grass as the Athletics pick up the dub 4-2 through a strong second half effort of this game. As we look to then get game number 2 going here against the A's. Vauzz still leading off. Needing a hit, this one trailing back and right, but runs out of juice. Will be another fly out here from Vauzz. Just got to square that up. Perhaps the hand still bothering him a little bit. We need to shake it off with 2 on here for Gavin Cross. Logan Gilbert getting the start in this one. Mariners have taken the lead, though, as that one's going to be hit pretty sharply over to short. Chacha covers the bag, needs to turn and does not get the throw in time at first. It's a fielder's choice with the man on the corners. What a dynamic challenge as we move forward from there. A's would not played any of those runs. Vauzz, a little bit of a slow last few at-bats, but has a runner in scoring position here. 58 speed. Can't quite tell who that is from out here, or at the plate. Vauzz, though, ahead of that 79 slider. Needs to tone things back here. Nothing too overpowerful. 94 is the fastball. And another one that's going to travel out to right. Runner, though, will look to advance with a throw off the mark. We get him 90 feet away. However, he would not find home plate. A's, though, would get one, tying this game top of the 5th. Chacha Vauzz, we need a hit from you. Been a little bit sluggish here, and that will do. When I didn't see the right fielder move, I just assumed it was going to go straight to him. Chacha Vauzz hits a homer. 2-run shot, goes 393 with an exit velo of 97. His first home run here with the Mariners gives them a lead. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. Well, the A's, they're trying to respond with Brent Rooker stepping up to bat. 33 shots for him this year. He's got a runner on. A home run would tie this game. Nobody out. Gilbert, give us a good pitch here on number 82. That'll do. A grounder over to Chacha. Takes a few steps over. We'll have to make the play at first. Runner goes to third. With another dynamic challenge here for Vauzz. It'll come in the 8th as the A's have overtaken the Mariners yet again in the second half. 5-4. No one on, so we know what Vauzz is going to look to do here against Ferguson. As a reminder, 3-pitch mix. Nothing too slow, nothing too fast. A very high fastball, pitch 1. With 2 hittable and 2 above the batter's eye. Count goes 2-2 here for Chacha Vauzz. And he fouls off the slider, an 85, just south of the middle. Count stays 2-2 for Ferguson. And gets him on the slider just inside. Chacha either off the mark on that swing or perhaps a little bit early on it. Either way, it's an out. And that'll leave it up to Victor Robles here to get the hit we need. Traveling out in left and finding grass. Runner digging on home will tie this game. Top of the 9th. That's what we need from Victor. And it opens up the play here for Chacha Vauzz as we've taken a wide lead. Top of the 9th. 2 runs on top. We would like one more. With 2 outs, we've got, what about mid 58 speed? Fastball called a ball on the lower outside corner. Leclerc not going to be too happy about that. Vauzz in play will find its way through. A slow roller runner is sent. Throw off the mark, and he will score. Chacha doesn't risk anything. He stays at first. Ryan Bliss to follow. 0 for 4. See if we could get him a hit, if we could get into scoring position. Vauzz will go here. That ball's down in the dirt and in front of the throw. Looked to be a little bit of a late jump, but no problem. That'll be number 30 for Chacha as he is 180 feet away. Takes that extra step as Leclerc watches. This one is in play. Chacha digging on home and will be in. Bliss delivers with his first hit of the game. We take a 4-run lead in the 9th. And that'll give us one back on the Athletics. Offense showed up late there to take it. 9-5. We tie the series 1 apiece, heading into what I believe is the finale of today. And it'll be a nice sunny day to send us on out. J.P. Sears on the mound. Chacha batting third. As he tries to go big swinging on that one. Fouls off the 4-seamer. Launch angle of 142. Gonna give that one though right where it needs to be. Out in play as Chacha pumps the brakes there at first, putting the man on the corners here for the Mariners in the first. And with Luke Raley behind, his average at 236, 19 home runs, 53 ribbies. No extra lead this go around for Chacha Vauzz. He does not steal. Reaching out on that one. It'll be just the one as Chacha moves over. We get the runner home. We take the lead. An RBI on the grounder. Now for Arozarena. Chacha Vauzz. He's in move here as that one finds grass out in center. Chacha runs on home. Make that 2 now for Seattle. And a dynamic challenge following it as the A's answer. Doubling. 4-2, top of the 3rd. So not the best pitching out the gate here. No one on for Chacha, so once again, we're just going to look to get on the bases. And getting that one just by third base. Chacha just squaring that one up enough. Honestly, it probably looked more like a triangle as it fluttered over the third baseman's glove. Nothing fancy on that one, not a whole lot of power, just pure contact. Well, that's what you're paying with Chacha, and you're not paying that much. The rookie traded to the Mariners, looking to make a big impression. He takes an extra step here. Now he's going. That one's down in the dirt. Vauzz will be as well, sliding in where no throw attempt is had. Right now, I'm pretty sure he's just hoping that the Cardinals are watching what he's doing here with the Mariners. As he's going again, this one is in play, rounding to go home, and will travel on in easily. Looks to be a double for Rayleigh. That moves the Mariners within one. Jumping to the bottom of the third, it's actually tied up. Rayleigh scores, assuming as Shea Langoliers steps up to bat against Bryce Miller with 40 pitches on the day. A little bit high already at this point, with 4 runs scored earlier. That's probably why. Chacha ranges over and at the edge of the grass makes a sweeping throw to put Langoliers away. He'll step back up. Top of the fourth, 1 out, no one on here for Chacha. 2 for 2 in this one with 2 singles and 2 runs. Eric Phillips in with that 99 fastball. 81 with a 12-6 curve. Large windup. And crushing that one foul. 101 off the bat, but almost hits the first base coach. Count goes 0-1. Now angling it back true towards the field, but it just flutters in the air too long. Fluttering not helping this time, Chacha, as he is put out in right. We'll follow it with a dynamic challenge as the A's have taken a lead 5-4. Top of the 6th, Eric Phillips still on the mound looking for a long relief here. Vauzz would love to drive in all, but he hasn't really hit anything massive today, so getting at least 1 to tie is the focus. As we wait for another big windup here, he actually slows down the process. Four-seamer well inside, fouled down the line. With a good fastball blown by Chacha, count goes 0-2 for Phillips. Vauzz has to battle here as that 12-6 leans a little too far inside, backs him off the plate. Look for a pitch here, perhaps. Get some revenge on that pitch inside on Phillips. Vauzz swinging at a ball down in the dirt, and he's not even running on it. I think they tagged him near immediately. A strikeout there from Vauzz, leaving 2 on, 2 outs. And no one else would bring them home either. So top of the 6th, looking to limit damage here. Seth Brown stepping up, had a solo home run earlier in the second. This time he has a runner on first. Spire on the mound. Chacha looking to turn a double play as it's hit right to him. Gonna have to flip those hips over to second, get the lead, and over to first for them both. As we move on then to top of the 9th, A's widen their lead as we do find a couple ourselves, but 9-6. No one on, 2 outs for Chacha. And it looked like he tried to check his swing there, but the momentum carried as that one was well outside with the sinker. Count 0-1 here for Vauzz. Leclerc. Another one low. And this time Chacha finds it, but it travels to center for the final out of the top of the 8th. Mariners going to have to do some work here late on for any hope at pulling this one out. And it'll come down to a player who I don't recognize. Andy Ibanez? Let me know if I pronounced that correctly. Mason Miller on the mound. Runner at second. That one gets over the first baseman's glove. The speed headed home to tie this game. Top of the 9th. Are we about to see a big explosion yet again here in the 9th for the Mariners? Well, that would be quickly answered as we're out here bottom of the 9th. Brent Rooker, 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a single. How about we get him out, Gregory? With pitch number 5, no one on. Count 2-2. Vauzz sitting deep here at second as that one is popped up. Traveling back in right. Julio playing in right field. I don't know how I feel about that, but he gets the grab. No fly zone in right. And for Chacha, it's dynamic challenge time as we look to take a lead. 2 singles today, 2 runs, a stolen base, and we would love to bring him home. So how about a lead-off double for Chacha Vauzz? As we got 72 speed out there at second. Laying off that fastball inside. And Otanez is pitching around Chacha here. Count goes 3-0. You do not have the green light. But it was a fastball down the middle, clocking 99. Count 3-2 here for Chacha Vauzz. And that would have been ball 4. Count runs full as he missed the 98 fastball on the outer part of the zone. Fouling now the fastball on the lower third. Count stays full, 3-2. A whole lot of fastballs pumping in here from Otanez. What does Chacha have? A strikeout on another ball 4. He just tried to do too much there by himself. He could have walked. Instead, we'll keep on going here as Otanez gets the strikeout. But the Mariners showed up in the 10th. They played 2 runs. It's up then to Sir Anthony Dominguez as he gives up a soft fly out to left. So Mariners have added a couple players. And we pick up that dub against the A's, and with that, we take the series 2-1. It says lead, though. Do we have a game 4 here? And that brings a bit of a quicker end than expected. Had a controller die, and with that, kind of lost track of where things were at. We did end up dropping the final game of that series, but we picked up a good amount of wins with the Mariners, and we're with a team who is in the race. And if you think this move was good for Chacha Vauzz, let him know by smashing that thumbs up. We'll get stuck on in and continue on here with the Mariners next time. As for an update on the standings, we are still in 3rd, but we are gaining ground. Now just 3.5 games back. When we first came in, we were 6 games back. So we're doing well there. Rangers, they're on a 5-game losing streak. That's helping. Astros on a 2-game win streak. Not quite helping. But over the last 10 games here, Chacha Vauzz, he's batting .283. And we saw a bunch of stolen bases here today, climbing up the leaderboard. And moving over to the American League, he actually is now at first by 6 over CJ Abrams. If we check back in on the NL, you still have Terang. He's riding high, but Chacha would have been second, so either way, he rose dramatically in that category. One last thing before we go, let's open a box here, and we have a couple gold items. Flip these cards. We've got some gloves, and we got what I believe is a shin protector, and that means we should have some new pieces of equipment to go check out. Batting gloves. We actually had diamonds, so no upgrade there for us. And as for that leg guard, in fact, every leg guard we have is a gold. So no upgrades, but we could look to change things up. We've been using the same one, so how about we just go for a new look here? We still do not have a wrist guard, and we still do not have any socks. So we're still waiting, and nothing new here with that ritual item being a silver. But we've got a new scene here with Chacha Vauzz. We've got some new teams to face as well, with a couple that we have faced. And to make sure that you see every single one of these teams, you're going to need to stick around. So if you haven't already, hit that bear icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and tap that bell icon so you're notified when all these videos are coming at you. And speaking of coming at you, we've got a new series starting tomorrow. Make sure you're here for it as we start our prequel to our College Football 26 with a coaching carousel building the background of who is taking over. As Coach Barrington will be sticking on with the Stanford Cardinal. We'll have that final episode up when it's ready. I'll keep you updated on that on the community tab or post tab on the channel. But until then, Chacha Vauzz will see you with the Seattle Mariners as we look to get them into the playoffs before this year comes to a close.